Death, an inevitable chapter in the human experience, transcends cultural boundaries. It is a universal truth that every human being must face, regardless of where they come from or what they believe in. While the reality of mortality unites us, the ways we process grief and honor the deceased are beautifully diverse. Each culture has its own unique traditions and customs that reflect their values and beliefs. Mourning practices, woven into the fabric of societies worldwide, provide structure and meaning during times of profound loss. These practices help individuals navigate the complex emotions that accompany the death of a loved one. These rituals, often steeped in tradition and symbolism, offer a pathway for the bereaved to express their sorrow, celebrate a life lived, and begin the difficult journey of healing. They serve as a bridge between the past and the future, allowing mourners to honor their loved ones while finding a way to move forward. From somber funeral processions to vibrant celebrations of life, mourning rituals take countless forms. Each form is a testament to the rich tapestry of human culture and the myriad ways we find to cope with loss. They reflect cultural values, spiritual beliefs, and the unique relationship between the living and the dead. These practices are a window into the soul of a culture, revealing how different societies understand and deal with the concept of death. These practices, passed down through generations, offer a sense of continuity and connection in the face of profound change. They remind us that we are part of a larger story, one that spans generations and connects us to our ancestors. Mourning rituals serve as a powerful reminder that we are not alone in our grief. They bring communities together, providing a support system that helps individuals cope with their loss. They provide a space for shared sorrow, communal support, and the gradual acceptance of loss. In these shared spaces, people find comfort in knowing that their grief is acknowledged and shared by others. By understanding the diverse ways in which cultures around the world approach death and dying, we gain a deeper appreciation for the universality of human emotion and the resilience of the human spirit. This understanding fosters empathy and connection, reminding us that despite our differences, we all share the same fundamental experiences of love, loss, and healing. In many Western cultures, the color black has become synonymous with mourning and loss. This association is deeply ingrained in societal norms and customs, often evoking a sense of solemnity and reverence. This tradition, with roots in ancient Roman and early Christian practices, associates black with darkness, mourning, and the absence of life. The use of black in these early cultures symbolized the finality of death and the deep sorrow felt by those left behind. Wearing black clothing to funerals and during periods of mourning signifies respect for the deceased and allows individuals to outwardly express their grief. It is a visual representation of the inner turmoil and sadness experienced during such times. The practice of wearing black attire serves a practical purpose as well. It helps to create a somber atmosphere, appropriate for the gravity of the occasion. It creates a visual uniformity among mourners, fostering a sense of unity and shared sorrow. This collective expression of grief can be a source of comfort and solidarity. This outward display of mourning can offer comfort to the bereaved family, demonstrating the support and condolences of the community. It shows that they are not alone in their grief. While black remains the predominant color of mourning in the West, contemporary practices have embraced more flexibility. This shift reflects changing attitudes towards death and mourning. Subtle variations in attire, such as wearing dark colors or incorporating muted accessories, allow individuals to express their grief in personalized ways. These choices can reflect personal connections to the deceased or cultural influences. The emphasis has shifted towards respectful remembrance rather than strict adherence to traditional dress codes. This evolution in mourning attire highlights the importance of honoring the deceased in a manner that feels most authentic and meaningful to those in mourning. In stark contrast to the West, many Eastern cultures associate white with death, purity, and rebirth. In Hinduism, white symbolizes mourning, sanctity, and liberation from the cycle of reincarnation. During mourning periods, Hindus often wear simple white clothing, abstain from wearing jewelry, and avoid celebratory events. Buddhism, too, embraces white as a symbol of mourning and spiritual transition. White clothing represents the impermanence of life and the soul's journey towards enlightenment. Buddhist funeral ceremonies often involve offerings of white flowers, signifying purity and respect for the deceased. The use of white in these Eastern traditions reflects a different cultural understanding of death. Rather than viewing death as an ending, it is seen as a natural part of life's continuous cycle. Mourning rituals focus on honoring the deceased's journey to the afterlife and offering prayers for their peaceful transition. Islamic mourning practices emphasize simplicity, humility, and spiritual reflection. These practices are deeply rooted in the teachings of the Quran and the Hadith, guiding Muslims through a period of loss with a focus on spiritual growth and community support. Black, often seen as a color of protection and modesty, is commonly worn by both men and women during the mourning period known as Iddah. This attire symbolizes a state of reflection and respect for the deceased, creating a uniform sense of solidarity among mourners. This period, lasting approximately 4 months and 10 days, allows for intense grieving, prayer, and reflection on the deceased's life and legacy. It is a time for the bereaved to seek solace in their faith and to find peace through spiritual practices. Islamic tradition discourages excessive displays of grief and emphasizes the importance of accepting God's will. This acceptance is seen as a testament to one's faith and trust in the divine plan. Mourners are encouraged to focus on prayer, reciting the Quran, and performing charitable acts in the deceased's name. These acts of kindness and devotion are believed to benefit the soul of the departed and bring comfort to the living. These practices provide solace, strengthen faith, and ensure the deceased's smooth transition to the afterlife. They also reinforce the community's collective faith and resilience in the face of loss. Family and community support play a crucial role in Islamic mourning rituals. The presence of loved ones offers emotional strength and helps the bereaved navigate their grief. Relatives and friends gather to offer condolences, prepare meals for the grieving family, and provide emotional support. This communal effort ensures that no one grieves alone and that the burden of loss is shared. This collective outpouring of empathy and assistance helps alleviate the burden of grief and fosters a sense of shared loss. It is through these acts of compassion and solidarity that the community finds strength and healing. Jewish mourning traditions, deeply rooted in ancient customs and religious law, emphasize communal support and the sanctity of life. The week-long mourning period known as Shiva involves specific rituals and practices designed to honor the deceased and provide comfort to the bereaved family. During Shiva, immediate family members remain at home, abstain from work and social engagements, and refrain from activities that bring pleasure. Friends and community members visit the mourners, offering condolences, sharing stories about the deceased, and providing practical assistance. This outpouring of support allows the family to focus on grieving and begin the process of healing. Central to Shiva is the recitation of the Kaddish, a prayer affirming faith and the acceptance of God's will. This prayer, recited daily with a minyan, provides solace and strengthens the connection between the living and the departed. The act of communal prayer reinforces the importance of community support during times of loss.